Hello again. We are here at Marquette Lake, and this is a place out in Indiantown Gap. I used to come out here all the time, go fishing. It was just a cool place. I came here with some family friends. We used to come out here probably every couple weeks over summer, and it's just a neat little place. Just a cool lake, and some cool roads back through here as well. But it's just a neat lake. Like I said, we used to come out here fishing. Not real big, but it was always cool coming out here to fish. I think I'm also on this video, I'm on a quick drive around Memorial Lake, which is also out here at Indiantown Gap. Quite a bit bigger, a little more of a recreation area. Cool place to do some hiking, things like that. But it's pretty neat place out here at the Gap. Yeah, here's some people that are fishing, enjoying the place. I used to fish down right down in the corner there. Not a whole lot of stuff. Like, there's some bass in here, but definitely cool. You can see over here over the bridge as the water comes down over. But the Indiantown Run, which is the creek that Joseph Raber was killed by the Blue-Eyed Six, actually runs in here into Marquette Lake, and then it runs down over to Memorial Lake, and after running through Memorial Lake, it then runs the whole way down to the Swatty, I think at Harper's Tavern, right in that general region. It goes down through, but it's just a nice wooded area. Always really enjoyed it. I believe there's a really cool military, something, I think right here it talks about it, some conference center that you can see on the top of the hill. Can't go up there, but unless you're military and invited. But you are allowed to go here to Marquette Lake. So we'll come down through here, talk about it a little bit. I want a quick look up who it's named after. And then after we do the Memorial Lake, we're going to go down to H.M. Levitt's Park, which is west of Indiantown Gap. It's in, I believe, Hanover Township. Really cool place. We used to go there all the time as well. There's some cool nature trails. I think there's over 4 miles of trails. So I figured it'd be cool to go down there and just check it out. So we're going to make our right turn here to go down to Marquette Lake. That way goes back out to, I think it's Asher Minor Road, or I believe it actually is Moonshine Road. I believe this is down to Marquette Lake, at least I hope it is, if I remember correctly. Otherwise, we're going into oblivion. But yeah, it's just a cool area out here. Pretty little park. Like I said, not a ton of things to do here at Marquette Lake. Cool place to fish. Not a ton of fish, but it's a neat, pretty little park. I'm gonna go straight. Yeah, that does go down there. I think this just goes around the other way. Get a nice view of my hand there. But yeah, this is Marquette Lake. And we will go the whole way around this way. And then we'll just walk along the shore, and then we'll do the drive out to Moonshine Road, 443. It's just really pretty. And apparently there's some rain falling again, which I was hoping. I filmed earlier today, and I was hoping that the rain would be done. But apparently it decided to start raining as soon as I go out filming again. So let's get out of the car and let's quick check this out. I believe you can rent boats and stuff like that to go out here and fish, because I'm sure further out you wind up getting larger fish. But I know when Cliff and I fished here, I think I got a whole ton of sunfish, or we call them sunnies here in Pennsylvania. There's a bird, I'm not quite sure what that is. That's one thing I want to refresh myself on. I used to know more about wildlife Cliff can tell you what anything is. And we have an old teacher, his name's Todd Swisher. We called him Swish at Lebanon Christian. That man knows his stuff. Like, brilliant man. Really great guy. Love Todd. He has on Facebook, he'll put up pictures. Him and his wife Katie will go out to different nature preserves and take these like beautiful nature photographs. I mean, it's stuff that should be in magazines. Just amazing. And he also, Todd has a good sense of humor, so he puts really good captions on as well. And he just had one lately that it was a great blue heron that they stabbed their food in the water, and it stabbed a carp, and then it had to get the carp unstabbed off its foot or off its beak. And yeah, right over there is where the water runs down. I'm not going to try to walk back through there because it's sort of a nasty trail, and with everything being wet too, I don't want to fall. That's one thing I do apologize every now and then with my filming. I know with the Elk County video, my camera goes down. I'm walking way better now, but like a month ago, I was still having a lot of issues with my walking. I'm also more cognizant as well of trying to remember to keep the camera up. It's all in, as you do this, the more you do it, the better you get, the more you think about, you don't do this, don't do that. I try to keep my finger out of the camera, but it always seems, I joke about it, always keeps on getting back in the camera. Thinking about putting a smiley face on it and name him Freddy the Finger or something like that, and have him be one of my guests, like Ralph or Cliff. But yeah, it's just a pretty little lake. It's a cool little place to have a picnic. I started wondering with the trailer there if they're actually going to be doing some fixing things up and maybe adding some stuff, because I know every now and then they do that. Like I said, Memorial Lake is more made for having the family get-togethers and that type of stuff. But yeah, there's like a cool, sort of like a marshy area over on this side as well. It's just always, I don't know, I always just loved coming here and experiencing nature. And that's Levitt's Park has like a smaller pond that they have that's pretty neat. And like I said, a bunch of nature trails. I don't think there's a whole lot of trail-wise here. It's just pretty much the lake. But yeah, I always loved Marquette Lake. It's just a cool place to visit. Just be out in nature. You get to see some different wildlife. Just a nice place. But yeah, it's over there is more like you can see it's like the marshy, I guess like a marshier area. But all right, cool. Well, I'm gonna pause from now. I'm gonna quick look up and see what Marquette Lake is named after. They don't really have any signs that say anything about that, but I believe, I thought if I remember correctly, that it was like a Civil War general or something like that. I'm probably wrong, but I think it has something to do with the military. And so we'll look that up just quick. And then when I'm driving back the road, I'll make sure to tell you about that. So, all right, we'll see you in a second, folks. All right, so we're back again. This lake was actually created in 1939 by the military. It was used as a training facility for getting on and off of watercraft for World War II. This lake was actually named after a Charles Marquette. He was a sergeant in the Civil War in the 93rd Regiment of Pennsylvania. He got the Medal of Honor in Vicksburg, I believe it was, or Petersburg. It was one of those battles that he was in. He got the Medal of Honor, but he actually lived to 1907 and is buried down in York County. But that is, I knew it was something to do with the Civil War, but I didn't realize that it was used for those purposes and made for that purpose. But that is Marquette Lake. So we are heading out now, and we are going to go over to Memorial Lake next, and then we'll see what happens. I'm gonna have to get a camera here at some stage soon, because this thing today has been awful with battery life. Like, I finally got it where I had the memory with the phone, but now it's like being a jerk with its battery. It goes down from like 100% down to like 60% in just no time. So that's making it hard for if I want to go out and do, like this morning I did a video, went from 100% to Salem Walmer's church. It went from 100% down to 27%, and that was only like a 22-minute video. So I don't really know what to do with this thing at this stage. It's just battery's getting bad. But this is Moonshine Road here. I'm actually going to go left first because I want to quick do some research for the Blue-Eyed 6 video. So I am going to end here, and then we will start up again when we go down to Memorial Lake. Thanks, everybody. All right, we're here at the entrance to Memorial Lake. I always thought this was cool, the cool log cabin. Not really sure how old it is, but this is Memorial Lake State Park. It is taken care of by the DCNR, which is the Department and Conservation of Natural Resources. They actually do a really, really good job. That's a pretty cool state department that actually does their job. Cliff and I aren't very fond of the State Game Commission. Like, I get their mission and stuff like that, but especially when it comes to things of history, I don't like the way they handle that. If something of history is on their property, they sort of, I mean, it's not their purpose, to their credit, but it's still like, if there's something of historical significance, you should try to take care of that. But that's sort of not how they do things, and you sort of accept that is how it is. This part of the video that I'm going to do for Memorial Lake is probably going to be sort of short. I'm going to park up here where the dam is and take you there, and then show you as much of the lake as I can. I do only have like 20% of the battery because my battery's been real funky today. I don't know if it's just a little cooler or what's going on, but I haven't been able to do the amount of videos that I would have liked to do on a day like today when I drive out. I'm not that far from my house, so it's not that terribly big of an issue, but still would have liked to have been able to film Levitt's Park as well, which I'll probably wind up doing that tomorrow, and then maybe make an attempt at the Joseph Johns video. And then also I would really like to try to get the Blue-Eyed 6, or at least a lot of it, filmed. The last two members of the Blue-Eyed 6 are at Mount Lebanon Cemetery, and I want to actually find out exactly where they are, because it's a massive cemetery. I think it has well over 20,000 burials there, so it's not somewhere you want to go if you have no idea where you're going. So those are the last two. I got everything else. I found where the stuff is and the places of significance to that video, so I was pretty happy about that. So I got a bunch of research done today as well. But this is it's a really pretty park. This was made to that's probably Indiantown Run there, I would assume, where the guy was fishing. But actually that's the one that runs out of Memorial Lake. Sorry, Indiantown Run comes in up above it, but they named it Memorial Lake. It's for the cemetery, I believe, is part of the reason the National Indiantown Gap Military Cemetery, and as well being here on a military reservation. That's a major reason. So we're going to turn here because this is where the dam actually is, and you can actually see the lake there. It's really pretty. I'm going to come down here because it's a little bit easier, a little shorter for me to walk. But we're going to go down to the dam, film as much of the lake as we possibly can, and then see where the battery's at and see if I get lucky. Maybe the thing will decide not to run out on me. So we'll see in a bit. Alright, so apparently this lake was named Memorial Lake in 1945 as a memorial to the soldiers, and because this is actually a National Guard base for Pennsylvania, so it was named that as such for the memory of the soldiers, the National Guard soldiers. And it actually says this here, for the National Guard soldiers that served during World War I and World War II. It says this lake, covering approximately 85 acres, created by a man-made dam, was constructed in 1945. It was constructed in 19. It is dedicated to the memory of the officers, warrant officers, non-commissioned officers, and guardsmen of the Pennsylvania National Guard who served their state and nation during World War I and World War II. More especially to those who made the supreme sacrifice in these great struggles for freedom and democracy. Among them were members of the 29th Infantry Division, which suffered losses in both wars, World War I, 2,874 killed, 11,265 wounded, in World War II, 2,323 killed, 9,324 wounded, 943 missing in action. So that's what Memorial Lake is named after, and its purpose. I always loved coming here. We came here as a kid quite a bit as well. We did some fishing, but mainly you had church functions that were out here. And there are some pretty big fish out here. Whether there's muskellunges or pikes or anything, I know there's definitely bass and trout, but there are quite a few bigger fish. I don't think I ever caught anything here, but there are a lot of guys out. A lot of people out kayaking, canoeing, fishing. A lot of people come out here, especially here on the weekends. This is a Sunday. I believe it's September 5th. So, some bigger boats as well. It's a pretty deep lake. I always found the dam intriguing. But this is quite much larger than Marquette Lake. Marquette Lake's pretty small. And they used Indiantown Run in both cases to ultimately make these lakes. And apparently, like, Marquette Lake was actually made a little bit earlier because that was used as like a training site for using watercraft for World War II. Whereas this was made in memory of National Guardsmen that paid the ultimate price. So I think, and that's actually, there's a house down there that I believe the general that leads this base actually lives there. It used to be that way. Let me see if I can get that there a little closer. Yeah, that's the house, I believe, the general. That's how it used to be, at least. And they actually have here in the Gap, the lieutenant governor used to live right out as you go into Indiantown Gap from on 934. Let me get this back to 1X. I might have to sign off here in a second because my battery's about to die. I was hoping to get the whole way down to the dam. So I'm going to stop here, and then when we get to the dam, we'll start up again. So this is the dam. You can see how it just sort of comes with a concrete structure that everything comes over, and then it goes down into there, which goes in continuing Indiantown Run, which eventually makes its way down to Harper's Tavern. But this is the lake. Really, really just beautiful and serene day. But cool place to come out and hike. Cool place to come out and have a picnic and just enjoy it. So, alright, cool. Well, I'm gonna head back to my vehicle, and we will see you about town. Thanks, everybody. So I decided to start filming here at the governor, or the over at the general. I believe it's the general's house. He's the general, the commander of Fort Indiantown Gap National Guard base, because it's just so pretty going along here. I thought it'd be a missed opportunity because the lake just comes right up against here, and it's just the reflections, how pretty it is. I was like, I wanted to quick video this. I got a little bit more charged on my phone, so I figured I'm gonna quick video this as I go out through here. This is the part of the lake that you probably can't see from over at the dam. But yeah, a really pretty thing here. I'm gonna turn it off here because I'm sure you all don't want to see the shirt. He does have a shirt on, never mind. And it's a lady actually. Whoops, sorry. But anyways, so this is Memorial Lake, and I will sign off again and say that I will see you about town, because I think we're coming to an end of the road here. We'll be coming out to Route 443 here shortly. It's just a pretty drive back through here, and it's just so nice right now because it's just a light breeze and just nice and cool. And here we are. I believe this is 443. So I'm gonna sign off here.